Hello YouTube and fellow resellers, this is Kevin the Stoic Reseller, back at you with a what sold last week. Got the top 10 for you, I got some metrics for those who care. If you're new here, I am a part-time reseller who buys new and used clothing to sell on eBay and Poshmark. My channel focuses on business growth through not promoting your listings on eBay, but more or less broadening the scope of how you sell your items, how to sell the items for a higher dollars amount, and how to not pay eBay all that extra money. So if you're interested in that kind of content, please like, subscribe, comment below. Let me know what you think about it. And let's jump right into this. So guys, last week was a return of the good old times. So we're going to show you here. The first things I like to show you are last week's numbers. Were this not so hot. 51 items sold for no total net profit of $515.54. So let me show you today's profit. Look at these good old numbers. All right, so we're going to break this down, guys. So on eBay, I had 42. Let's put this over here so it looks a little bit, so you guys can compare. So on eBay, we sold 42 items for an average buy cost of $44.38. The total amount was $1,863.94. That's really strong, and that's an accumulation of a very, very, very strong weekend. I had like an over $900 weekend. It was bizarre. It was great. It gave me the exhilaration to want to keep going. But then today happened, and it kind of, you know how eBay goes. You're at the top of the roller coaster. You're like, on the way down, and then you hit the bottom, and you're like, can we get back in line for that 3-hour wait? But anyways, cost of goods. Through more conscious sourcing last week, I went and visited some family this weekend where I used to live. Had visited my favorite thrift stores who have everything on sale at all times, it seems like. Found some great items. Really excited about that. But it did lower my buy cost down to $9.71. Guys, if you are unfamiliar with my channel, this is all the way down from $9.83 was my high. So this is very big, guys. So that cost me 42 of those items, $407.82. My average sales cost is 28.8%. If you don't know, clothing resellers typically operate at about 35 to 50%. So for me being at 28.8%, that's a win in my books, guys. And I'm trying to get this lower. If I look at last week, my buy cost was like 20, or my sales costs were 25%. So I track this on a quarterly basis. Over time, I'm hoping it dwindles. So you take all those costs out, leaves me with a profit of $919.31, or 49.32% of the gross sales. But you got to pay the piper, man. Mr. IRS will come after your butt, put you in prison. If you ever get that call that says they're from the IRS and they're going to send you into prison if you don't give them their social, you better not listen to them, but you should still pay the IRS nonetheless. It is $279.59 is what I transferred to my savings account to pay my taxes. So after you take in all the costs and taxes, leaves me with $639.72, which is 34.32% of the gross sales. And if you don't know, guys, my goal is 33%. I reached my goal for once I reached my goal of net profit for gross sales. On Poshmark had a noticeable dip from last week. Only sold 15 items there, but the average sales were 32.4. That's up nearly $3. So I had $486 in sales. My cost of goods is $145.65. My average sales cost, which is just 20% flat rate on Poshmark, $97.20, leaving me a total net profit of $243.15, or 50.03% of gross sales. Guys, Poshmark has been performing way better in terms of percentages of gross profit than eBay has nearly every single week that I've been tracking this. Once you take out our 15% taxes of $72.90, leaves me a net profit of $170.25, or 35.03% of gross sales, which again is above my goal, making me a happy stoic today. Total items sold overall was 57. Not terrible. Again, not where I want to be. If you really want to be in the know, I listed 8 items a day last week. So you figure, what is it, 8 times 7? It's 56. So sold 57. So, I guess it's 100% plus sell-through rate for those of you who care about sell-through rate for the week. That's pretty damn strong in my opinion. I'm hoping that keeps going up, of course. Total net profit after everything is said and done, that's taxes out, cost of goods, sales costs, all that jazz, is $809.97 for a single week. If you don't know, I would assume most people would enjoy an extra $810 because that right there pays my student loans and most of my car payment for the month. So, and that's just a single week. I'll take that. I hope you guys would too. Don't scoff at those numbers. Remember, I'm part-time. If I was full-time, those numbers would be dramatically higher, or maybe they'd be lower because I'd be a failing reseller. I don't know. Who cares? I'm not there yet. So anyways, let's get into some metrics. Yeah? Maybe? No? So let's look at this, do a custom. We're tracking from the 15th through the 21st. And hit generate on that report. And you'll see I'm mostly green, guys. 62% from the prior week up in sales. You can see my selling costs were 25.7% last week, which is really strong. If I can keep this number lower, that per average will keep coming down, which I'm excited about. Quantity sold was quite a bit higher, 31.3. And my average price per item, sale price, was 44.38, which is stupid good for me. I want this to be a little bit higher. My goal is about $47, but I'm not sure I'm going to be able to obtain that simply because I've opened up more profit avenues. If you guys don't know, that's fancy talk for new pricing. $17 and a $20 pricing tier, which allows me to pick up more items, but I have very strict, guidelines for that. I will only pick up those items if I'm paying $5 and under, which, depending on the item is good, but, it also opens up additional buyers to me. And so I'm hoping that in the end, I get more multi-quantity orders, which will bring that average sales price up a little bit. I'm hoping not to drop it below 40 by the end of the year. 40 would be solid, rock solid for me. You can see these are all the metrics. Let's go back here. Let's look at traffic. This is the dreaded traffic. No one likes looking at this except for some people. Let me move myself. Let's go all the way up here. And then let's do, again, the 15th through the 21st. And here you go. I am up, guys. This is week over week. And there's a couple things. JL Stanton and Hayfro and myself are doing some testing, I should say. We're doing some experimenting. We're mad scientists here. We're always looking to pretty much kill ourselves, I suppose, in this whole resale thing. I will tell you guys what that is. It won't be today. Keep tuned, though. Once we can gather all our information and compile it together, we are going to present that data. I might just have Hayfro do it because he was the one who gave me the idea. I don't want to steal it from him. But it might have something to do with some of these numbers. Yet to be known. We're getting there. I will share one thing, though, that I am doing differently, and that is taking a slightly little bit more time. I'm adding in every pertinent detail in every listing. That is filling in as much as I possibly can, just to see if it was making a difference, and it kind of appears that it is. You can see my top 20 search results are up week over week. Rest of search results up, and non-search impressions up. This is all, in my opinion, pretty damn good. I'm looking at this. Impressions are somewhat meaningless. I'm not a big impressions guy. What is more important to me is my page views and external site views, which is odd. But those are up 52%, and my page views are up 18%. And you can see just Obviously I don't have any promoted listings. It's 100% organic. Here's the proof in the pudding, guys, if you kind of want. But yeah, let me know what you guys think about this. Let me know if there's any other metrics you want me to show up during these videos. But let's get into it. Oh, I guess we can get into the metrics on Poshmark. Poshmark doesn't allow me to really filter too much. So you just got to look here. So these are the items I sold going back to the 15th. So you figured, this is how I got the amount. But we'll do sales. And you can see here, these are the sales. Poshmark's kind of all over the place. It's just been nice. It's nice to have that extra $500 in sales, extra 15 items sold. What did Poshmark give me? An extra $200. $170 on the week. That's $170 I didn't have prior to doing Poshmark. So that's pretty good. And if you want to look at the sales, here's some of the sales I had. I had a lot of bundle sales last week. So just pretty solid. I mean, you can see some of these. In fairness, a lot of these would have sold on eBay, but they didn't because eBay was doing something to these. But they all sold pretty quick. And then if you really wanted to see these better, because I'm all about the transparency. So these are tracked in my unsold, not relisted categories. And you can see here, these are all the items that I sold last week. What was it? 15. So we'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. And some of these were multi-quantity. Yeah, January 16th. We're going to the 15th. So down here to this Marmot jacket. So you can see, in fairness, this sold same day very quickly on Poshmark. Had 1 view on eBay, no followers. This Lululemon tank sold on Poshmark. 0 views, 0 followers on eBay. Sold same within 2 days. Athleta jacket, 3 views, no followers. This Taylor Stitch pants, which I've had for quite a while now. I was pushing on maybe 2 months. Had 34 and 4 watchers. Gramici, if you guys don't know, Gramici's a great brand. These were some women's roll-up G pant. Had decent views, 1 watcher, but sold on Poshmark. I'll talk about this Arc'teryx jacket later. It's a sad story. Smart Wool had 20 views, 1 watcher. Mizzen and Main, 26, 1 watcher. So you can see, some of these were getting good views on eBay. I was getting watchers on eBay, but they weren't selling. I mean, look at some of these. 580, guys. I'm in the 2500s, and if I'm listing like 8 to 10 a day, think about how long I've had this item. That's crazy to me that this sold out on Poshmark, and it sold as a bundle on Poshmark. So it's like this Paradox. I'll never pick up Paradox again, but it's sold on Poshmark. Look at these Roark shorts. Had them for about a month. Zero watchers, 0 views, sold. This Holderness and Bourne, a great golf brand. If you guys don't know this brand, it's great. It sells over 100% sell-through on eBay. No watchers. I don't know. I don't know what to do. You can see how many of these. Brand new Travis Matthews shorts. On eBay, about a 70% sell-through in the middle of freaking winter. I didn't get a single view or watcher. This Buck Mason shirt. 8 views, 2 watches. It's bizarre. So this, if you guys are ever questioning whether it's you, the stuff you're buying, your pricing, start cross-listing. And the humble pie tastes so good. And it's a good humble, because it just reinforces that I'm not picking up shit. Because if you listen to some of these YouTubers, and they correctly do say, hey, it's all you. You need to take ownership of the failures in your business. There's a lot of truth in that, guys. We all do. If you're in this for a living, to make money, we all take accountability. We all know that. We're not sitting here wasting our time, talking about the issues. And please, for the love of God, do not think that I'm just complaining. I've never once complained about the issues on eBay. I've only tried to bring them to light and try to explain how to go about them, how to fix those issues, maybe how to circumvent the issues. And, so there's so much negativity, there's so much drama. And I know there's a lot of people out there that don't want to talk about this anymore. And rightfully so. You guys, we don't have to. I don't want to talk about promoted listings anymore. But at some point we have to, because that's what my channel's about. That's what I want to. I bring stuff to light that needs to be brought to light. And I know I've impacted some people, and how great that makes me feel that I've positively influenced someone to do some better stuff in their business, maybe make a better decision overall and make them more successful. That to me is worth more than anything else, more than I will ever earn on eBay. Because one of my life goals is to help support a community, and this is the community I want to support because we all have something to gain here, guys. So, with that said, let's look at what I just sold because I'm kind of curious now. I sold the Arc'teryx jacket. Okay, I guess let's talk about it, guys. So this sold on Poshmark for $65. I had it listed for $75. It's an older Arc'teryx jacket. It's legitimate. I was able to verify it. All the stitching looked good. It looked great. Now I want to show down here. Do you see all this damage? It wasn't there when I bought this. So what had happened was I had accidentally dropped it on my freaking garage floor here. Had some dust. For whatever reason, I couldn't wipe the dust off. It wouldn't come off. And I didn't want to ship it to someone with that dust on there that I hadn't disclosed. So I was like, easy peasy. I'll wash it on a general cycle, put it in the dryer, roll light on a general cycle, like I do every other article of clothing I do. I have no clue other than the dryer got too hot maybe, or it snagged on something. I have no idea. But there was a cinch right here, like an elastic cinch that some garments have. It tore the taping that you see here off. And I was devastated. I almost threw this piece away, but what happens, and you just move on. I messaged the buyer. I told him I'm very, very, very sorry. I can't ship it to them the way it is. I was trying to do the right thing. The buyer was really courteous. Thanked me for being an honest seller, and delisted it. Retook the pictures, and it sold today for $30. So at least I didn't lose everything. Sad story. It's what it is, guys. Let's get into it. Top 10 solds of last week. We are nearing 17 minutes. All right, guys. So I found this at the buy, sell trade store. I don't even know if it's a trade, but buy, sell your clothing to the store. And they wanted $22, but I had a 20% off coupon, so it was like under $20, right? These are a brand new Levi's 501XX made in the 90s. There you go. Made in the USA, 90s. And you can denote that if you're ever curious on Levi's. You see that 0596? That stands for May of 96. So, but anyways, and if you guys don't know, you're going to look up the size in this, right? And you're going to see people pricing it for $250. This size had no sales at $250. But this is a popular size with people. So I priced this at $150. Someone sent me an offer within like a couple of hours of $125. And I'm sorry, guys, I ain't gonna turn down no offer at $125. That's just good money, man. I can't. That was so good. I was so excited. This made it back in the sales, guys. Some guy returned it. He said it was absolute quality. Loved it. He just didn't look right in it. And when you pay this much money for an item, you want to look good in it, if you know what I mean. So he returned it. I said, no problem. And it sold within less than a week later, guys. It hurts, though, because, that was a big sale. But, it still sold for $125. If you guys don't know, this is Relwyn. This felt like super high quality. Super soft. Awesome garment. Sweater here. So if you see that logo, pretty much pick it up and everything. I've sold shorts. I've sold jackets now. I've sold shirts. Shirts do well. But the best is the jackets, of course. And if you can find some pants, the pants are like second best. Next, Viore. This was part of my thrift trip that got cut short this past couple weekends ago. I found this on Friday on a new rack, came out. You know what I saw? Do you guys know what I saw? I saw this on the sleeve, and I grabbed that sucker right away. I don't even know what I paid, but my average buy cost is $9.71, so I wasn't going to question it. I just looked it over once over for any flaws. This thing seemed freaking new. And you just, with Viore, guys, I highly recommend that you look up, try to figure out the style. Sometimes the tag will be included, but it's like Lululemon where it's not. Unfortunately, with Viore, there's no like size tags anywhere, so you kind of just have to guess what the size is. I was able to find the exact item on eBay with someone who actually included measurements, which I didn't realize is not normal. I don't get that. Why does no one add measurements? Here I am trying to do everything right, and then there's people that just do everything wrong and still get sales. So maybe, what do I know, right? But yeah, figured it out. Person bought it, full asking price. I mean, damn, what a sale. But yeah, Viore, if you guys don't know, is one of the hottest brands out there. It is in my top 5 of favorites to sell because it just doesn't sit in my store very long. Oh, here's a brand that's in my top 5 as well. Roback. Guys, Roback is... I don't even know how to explain it. This brand is so stupid good. I just don't understand why. Now, don't get me wrong. It felt great. But I've felt golf pieces from other brands that are better that don't sell as well as Roback. So there must be something in the golfing community that I don't know. But yeah, Roback, guys, if you find this, polos, there's quarter zips. And I know they have pants. They have just about everything. Roback is excellent. Excellent. Okay? Pick it up. If it's in great shape, if it's in good shape. If it doesn't have holes or stains, you're in good shape. Just pick it up. This sold, I think, on an offer of like $60 to $62. Next, we got some Patagonia, guys. This sat in my store for quite a while. To be fair, I have no idea why, other than because of the size, possibly. I have pretty good success with women's small, so I was a bit surprised. The torrent shell jackets do really well. I got $60. Like I said, I sat on it. Maybe I priced it too high. But when I listed it, it was worth this. But who knows. I have one more of these in like a red colorway. So we'll see if it sells soon. But I'll be happy if it does. But again, $60. Patagonia jackets. Guys, almost pick them up. To be honest with you, the best jackets I find are the Houdini stowaway jackets. Those are... weigh nothing and they sell for a ton of money. Some of the other better jackets are obviously some of their more substantial pieces. Like Arc'teryx has some really crazy jackets. Like those kind of jackets obviously are going to do better. But Patagonia has some good sweaters and things like that too. And some of their pants do well. You guys all know this because it's... what is the other term? Patagucci? Moving on. The other Roback sweater. I found 2 of these on the same rack that I found that Viore. Like... I don't know if anyone has this success sometimes where one rack that comes out just has like you want half the freaking cart. Does anyone else have that? Where the rack comes out and you just basically take a section and you're like, yeah, in the cart. Don't even look it over. You don't look at nothing because everything is just a freaking gold mine. That was this cart. It had that Viore, it had these 2 Robacks, had a Roback polo. And if I'm not mistaken, I had a couple other things on there that I was like, yeah, I'll take those too. Why not? Get in the fucking cart. And I wasn't going to ask questions. This one had a little bit of damage, but I priced it at the same. Just disclose the damage. I actually forgot to price it down a little bit. I was going to price it to like $67, I think. But again, this sold for $60 to $62. And to be fair, guys, these sold within 2 days. 2 days. So, yeah, I'm pretty stoked about that. Next, if you don't know, Ben Davis is also a pretty solid brand. Their vintage pieces made here in the U.S. are worth the most. You find a made in the United States hickory stripe shirt, you're talking like maybe $100, which is crazy to me because I remember Ben Davis when I was growing up, like all the gangster kids, I don't know, people I didn't really associate with because I was the nerd of the group, wore Ben Davis. And to be fair, Dickies is like Ben Davis, I guess. But Ben Davis is Ben Davis. Ben Davis is great. I don't think they make Ben Davis anymore, or at least not to the same quality. I'm not 100% sure, but every time I found it, it has sold super fast. These were no exception. Sold for $50 plus shipping, and these took about a month to sell. I have one more pair, and I just found one of their work shirts. It's like a zip up. It's not hickory striped, unfortunately, and it's not vintage, but it should still sell for around $40. Eddie Bauer. Some Eddie Bauer is definitely worth it. If you don't know, the only Eddie Bauer I pick up is this First Ascent line. This First Ascent line is, you can't get anywhere else other than places that sell Eddie Bauer, like in a retail setting, or on their website. First Ascent is a little bit better, higher quality end. You can find items that look similar without the First Ascent, and they're going to sell for significant less money. The interesting thing about the buy-sell store that is near me, this was there. But when I went, I had found like 30-something Dixon shirts for women, and they're all listed. They're taking forever to sell. I'm not worried about it. The fun story about that was apparently they're running a sale for every $50 you spend, you get a $10 coupon. And I spent like $400. So I got 8 of these coupons. And they told me I could combine all 8. So I went back like a week later, and I picked up all this stuff, like just high dollar stuff that I wasn't going to buy normally. And I paid like $80 for like 12 items. This was one of them. So I basically got it, kind of for free, I suppose. So $45 as a puffer. It's really good. The one thing you want to note about these guys is you don't want any of the feathers coming out. And no damage. If this had any damage whatsoever, it's unsellable. Just forewarning you guys. Next, Dixon. Women's Dixon's not as good as men's, but you're not leaving it behind. You can fight me over that. I will never leave Dixon behind unless it is completely destroyed. This was also purchased at the buy-sell store, but this was bought a while back. I mean, this was bought like maybe in June. So it did take a while because it's not a well-known crossover. This is the Ormond J&P Cycles. But it's a really clean-looking shirt. I mean, damn, I actually really like this kind of plaid. It's a good-looking plaid. But it's over $45. I'm willing to sit on Dixon like that, guys. I ain't no hurry to move it. Here's Prana. This was new with tags. Again, most Prana pants, I only pay upwards of like $15 at the max, and I feel a little sick doing that. But I will because it sells quickly around the $35 to $40 range on normal pieces. This was a new with tags. It was on clearance. I'm surprised no one got it. I think I paid like $12 for this. It sat for a while, but hey, someone offered me $40 and I wasn't going to say no. All right. I think that is the last one. So yeah, guys, that is everything. I had a really successful last week, and I can't complain. I am so stoked. Last week had me really... It brought back the energy that I had when I first started this, where I felt as if I had a chance to grow this into something. Again, I'm sharing my experience with you guys. I'm no different than most of you. I know... Don't tell me, hey, if you just promote, I'm sure you'd get more sales. I understand that. But my goal isn't to give more eBay just to basically screw me in the end. Because that's all they're doing with the promoted listings. And people have gone over it ad nauseum. I don't really want to deal with it anymore. I will have more conversations in the future about it. But as of right now, I'm just happy. Whatever I'm doing seems to be working just fine. And I'm just going to keep chugging along. I'm really, really excited for the direction of eBay. Poshmark has slowed down a little bit, but I'm not relying on Poshmark. Poshmark is supposed to be there for that added $500 in sales, 15 items to sell. It's there to just increase the sell-through rate, which is exactly what I was hoping for it. And at the end of the day, I'm encouraging every single person here. If you sell used clothing, hell, I know you can even sell used fashion, purses, shoes, jewelry, sunglasses, frames. You can sell a lot of stuff on Poshmark and be successful. There's no reason for you guys to pigeonhole yourself into one platform at this point. There are so many platforms. There are only so many that are proven, of course. That's why I only sell on Poshmark and eBay. But at the end of the day, we all need to figure out how to circumvent the issues that eBay's having by also building another brand. So I encourage everyone, don't just sit there. Don't dwell into the chaos. Don't sit there and be negative. Be positive. Be relentlessly positive. And that's what I'm trying to do, guys. That's what I'm trying to tell you guys to do. I want you guys to insulate yourself, grow wider, not taller. Don't take that out of context. Get your minds out of the gutter, okay? But hey, guys, if you liked what you saw, you had any other things to add to these, you want more suggestions, let me know down in the comments section. Remember to like, subscribe. If you know a friend or two that can benefit from these kind of videos, share that video with them. And until next time, guys, rule the day.